So with the usury, many reasons I can see how it's wrong with the reaping where you haven't sown, that kind of thing. But also, just the whole system is kind of like you're cannibalizing off your own people, children, families, whatever, because you're earning interest, right? The way you're earning most of your interest, I think it comes from house loans, right? So when people buy a house, they take a loan, and then there's risk, so they have to pay interest, right? But then when you are earning interest from the same institution that's loaning your brothers and sisters their houses, the interest you're earning, I believe, is that money. It's the money your brothers and sisters are paying for their houses. Everyone's paying like 3-4 times what their house costs, right? Just a place to live. And then it's basically a 30-year commitment. I'll work my same job and to live here for 30 years. It's indentured servitude. And then, maybe I don't know, maybe I can't get by and I take out multiple mortgages. So just basically I'm just always kind of a tenant, just tenant farming here. I don't know, it's interesting. It's an interesting system we've got going. So, but basically when you invest, then you're going to earn interest. You're earning the interest from your brothers and sisters. You're not earning it from the big corporation. The big corporation is earning it from your brothers and sisters. And so wickedly them skimming money off the top of everybody's thing, the usury, and then you're profiting by that. It's a cannibalism. And so the whole system can't stand, it's a house of cards. It's well, I make my money because I'm screwing everybody else over. They're also earning money by screwing me over. We're all getting screwed over, and we're all making, quote, making money off the other one. But really, we're losing because the money you lost in the interest you paid on your house and stuff, or your car, whatever else you took a loan out for, the money you lost in the interest is likely more than the money you gained in your investments. Maybe. The house always wins, right? It's gambling, right? It's reaping where you haven't sown. I guess it could be seen, it could be good. I could see there's a small area where giving loans to somebody so they can start up their small business and they pay you something back. But even still, I think that's not in the Bible. I think there's just so much potential for wickedness there. It's just, I don't even know if that's okay. Because why wouldn't, if you had the money to loan your brother, why wouldn't you just do it? Why do you need to make money off of him? Make your own money, do your own stuff, reap where you sow. Why can't you sow your field? If he needs a little money to get his field up and going, loan it to him. He'll pay you it back, sure. But in the meantime, you're planting your own field. You're reaping your own harvest. You're not reaping where you haven't sown on your brother's field. That's gross. It's cannibalizing your community. Profiting off your own community. We could all come up and have a better thing if we didn't do that, though. It could actually be good for everyone. We don't need to do that. Everyone gives me the advice. I need to do that. I need to invest for my future, right? Because we have to live that way. With the system we have, that's what we have. If you don't do that, then you are screwed later, right? That's you. In order to live in the indentured servant system, you have to play the game. You have to get into their game and into their system. You have to invest yourself. And it's scary because our society, we live in quite a large society of that whole system. So you're pretty much committing yourself to living outside society or just working forever if you don't participate in the usury. But the usury is growth. It's a growth thing to participate in. I think. I don't know. From the way I understand it, it looks gross. However, if other people are doing it, like my friends do it, almost everybody I know does it. And it's not like I look down on them or judge them. That's just their understanding of the world. But as for my understanding of the world and what makes sense to me, and the way I feel convicted to live, I feel like the usury thing is really, really gross. I think getting rid of that might solve just a lot of problems. And it's hard because we've all been taught, like, well, it's fair if you loan somebody money. That's the normal thing to do. You should get interest back. Why would you loan it if you're not getting interest? It's a poor financial choice. Here's why you loan it: because you care. Because you care about, you have love. You have love in your heart. You care about your brother. That's why you loan it. You're not trying to get gain off your brother. You're not trying to make money off that interaction. You're helping your son, right? You're helping your daughter. You're not trying to get gain off of them. Well, it's a poor financial. Yeah, it might be a poor financial decision. You know, Jesus is all about poor financial decisions. Give unto Caesar what's Caesar's. You know, sell all you have and follow me. He literally told that guy, sell literally all of your possessions, give the money to the poor, and follow me. Jesus makes really poor financial decisions, you know? So yes, it might be an unwise financial move, but it's a godly move. It's a wise kingdom of heaven kind of move. Like, let's move us into the kingdom of heaven, shall we? We could live well here on earth. We don't have to live in the muck it up situation. And I think one of those steps could be the usury, the interest. Let's stop taking a profit from our brothers and sisters. Let's stop skimming off the top their livelihoods and paychecks. But it's a risk, especially if you're the only one doing it. Like, it's a huge risk. But kind of not. You know, when you live the God way, you're not gonna get all your wants. You're not getting the new iPhone, right? You might be having an iPhone though. I mean, God knows how to give good gifts, of course, but you appreciate so much more that old iPhone you found in the dumpster versus the brand new one. You know, you wasted your whole life paying for. Spent your whole life paying for. I guess nothing's really a waste. You did experience things. Experiences are worth more than any amount of gold. Experiences, life experiences, valuable. Anyway, you're gonna appreciate that old BlackBerry flip phone you found in the dumpster than the brand new iPhone you got for Christmas. Likely. And that's the thing, is like your enjoyment level goes up even if your luxury level goes down. It's a weird concept. It seems counterintuitive to humans, and so that's one reason. You kind of know you have free choice because you can choose things that seem counterintuitive. But maybe that's just the robot mind just figuring out a better plan. Either way, it's a better plan logically, right? Either the AI robot in me, the stuff organized in such a way I'm just like an organic computer, self-replicating organic computer. Input in, output out. Well, my supercomputer has learned that the better way is counterintuitive. But everyone else in their supercomputer maybe learned something else. You know. But we as a group, a collective group, I wonder what the AI would say about that. Our collective group supercomputer that we have made as a group, we've literally made a supercomputer with our mind supercomputers. You know, I wonder what it has to say. The voice of reason, one crying out in the wilderness, the AI. I don't know. I don't feel like we could take the AI's opinion on everything because it could be corrupted, or it could be influenced, politically influenced somehow. We don't want that. We can't freaking trust each other. That's just with the untrustable system makes it so we can't trust each other. It's the worst. I think being able to trust your neighbors is worth all the gold in the world, worth all the usury you could get. You could fly in the biggest gadgety machines and go to the moon and go to Antarctica and see if the world's flat. You could do all kinds of stuff. But like, it feels better just to be in a community where you trust people. And super richy people at the top with all those gadgets flying to Antarctica on their weekend or whatever, fine, let them do their community. Just don't even look at that. Who cares? But as for you, like, I say most people aren't flying to the moon. Like, most people are just go to work, come home, go to work, come home. Like, it's just the everyday life. And we just want to be in a community of people we can trust. That's going to be worth more than any kind of gadget. And also being in a community where people are secure financially because they're not being eaten alive by the interest or other things, you know? Maybe that would feel really good to live in a community where everyone's doing okay, you know? Wow, wouldn't that be nice? It's like so unattainable. Everyone would take advantage. I don't think that many people would take advantage. I think you're gonna get the neighbor, you know. There's always a neighbor who's cares more about the dopamine rewards than the other neighbors, right? There's always gonna be a neighbor. Somehow we just get one. I don't know why. But it's not everyone. I think everyone is just so sick of like more and more people just kind of like, oh, it's not gonna work anymore. It's just so pointless. And I think, I mean, we definitely need to be doing something useful. Like, we kind of maxed out our situation here, haven't we? It's kind of time for a reset. Is that what this is? It's gonna be big though. The wind's changing. When we do reset, maybe we can do a community where we don't charge interest. And that's going to be so difficult because I think it's just ingrained in our culture. That's just a normal thing to do. It's like, it's just a natural thing. Most people don't even think about it. They don't even realize it's wrong. It's logically wrong because it's cannibalizing your community, but they don't realize like it's logically wrong. It's just like accepted. And I get maybe in some places it could be done in a wise and righteous way and not harming everyone, but I think just the concept of it is weird and gross. It's like we should just be caring about our brothers and sisters' needs and wants the same as ours because we love our neighbor as ourselves, right? Will we charge our self-interest? I mean, maybe as a savings plan or something, but I don't know. Not against our brothers and sisters, no. I don't think a righteous society, a society based in correct principles, would do the interest thing. I think that's a wicked thing. Like, you wouldn't be trying to get gain over your brothers and sisters. You'd be working together with and for your brothers and sisters, serving them. You know, that which you do the least of these, my brethren, and also let he who will be greatest among you shall be your servant, and he will be least among you will be your ruler. I don't think it says that, but basically the greatest shall be your servant. We be serving our brothers and sisters. Oh, he looks fun. Wish we could go meet that dog. I'm walking my dog. There's some dogs in the neighborhood. We're looking like fun dogs to go hang out with. But they are behind a fence. They look like they're fast, having fun. So yeah, that's one of my problems with the interest. And I don't know, it's complicated too. It makes life really complicated. So just every day, like, person born on this planet, eat, reproduce, die, like, we don't need all that complication. Like, I don't know. It's just too much. Let's just worry about our neighbors and care about people. It feels a little better than just caring about my financial situation. So I could spend my time figuring out and caring about my financial situation, or I could spend my time figuring out and caring about my neighbors. And figuring out caring about my neighbors feels a whole lot better than the other one. Caring about me only. Me, my financial future. Because at the end of the day, doesn't God help get the sparrows their dinner, right? God, He's going to help you. You take that leap. I mean, you're getting your needs met, I guess, unless you aren't. I don't know. I've always had my needs met. I'm not getting the Ritz, I'm not getting the new iPhone, but I'm getting something. I'm getting what I need to make my life work. And it's cool and it's appreciated. And every single thing in my life then is so appreciated and valued. And like, this is a better way to live. Becoming adaptable and flowing and nice, and you become a lot nicer because when you're caring about others, you're just nicer, right? You don't have to worry about your own stuff too much. You kind of worry about your stuff. Maybe not. I don't know if I worry about my stuff that much. I worry about my kids' stuff. By extension, my kids' things are my things. There are things I care about that are sentimental, like things from the past, from my childhood or whatever, toys and things I've collected and saved and still have. Sentimental things, like even that. I don't know, even that. It's just stuff where moth and rust corrupt. What's that stuff for? Nobody's gonna know what it even is in 20 years, no. In 50 years, 100 years, not that much. In 100 years, literally all of my stuff will likely be scattered. Maybe somebody in my family will have one or two of my things, maybe, you know. Maybe they will, who knows. But they won't have the same feelings I have for it. At some point, I've just got to let it go. But while I'm alive, I like to have it around. I don't know, it's fun. But if I ever were to need to get rid of it and just called to do something else, I could, and I would. And I may have to. But God does know how to give us good gifts. You know, he at least knows how to give gifts as good as you do. And if your kid asks for a fish, would you give them a stone? And like, here you go, that's good enough. You know, no, he knows. And it's super good to separate needs from wants, and a really good relief of letting go of the interest and the idea that you need to extract usury from your brothers and sisters in order to live. Well, you could just take the money that is being extracted from you and just have the same thing, but also you can let go a little bit and say, you know what, my needs are met. Are my needs met today? Sufficient unto the day is the evil thereof. I can handle tomorrow's needs tomorrow, and I'll handle today's needs today, and we'll get on that way, and we'll continue to go, and we'll continue to care. And it will be hard, but one way or the other, we'll get through it. Some of us might even die on the way, though. Think about that. In the song, the Mormons have a really great song. It's, and should we die before the journey's through? Happy day, all is well. Yes, maybe some of us die, and that's literally not getting your needs met. So it does happen, I guess. But maybe your spiritual needs matter more. And you did what you could, and you did your life. And maybe death is not the ultimate goal of avoidance. Like, you can't avoid it ultimately. If you could avoid it ultimately, then maybe I could see an obsession with avoiding death at all costs. But like, you can't avoid it ultimately. And I think I said another one. I don't know if you would want to. Anyway, I wonder if we could avoid death ultimately by imprinting our consciousness into a machine to extend and prolong and continue going. Would we want that? Would that make it weird? Would it become dark, weird, and like we're meant to go on? The system is designed that we should go on. Is that what the Tower of Babel was all about? A way to reach God? Were they figuring out a way to achieve eternal life? And so God was like, oh my gosh, don't do that. That's going to lead you down a dark, encryptable place. You're not ready for that yet. Woo boy. You got to put a brakes on. Whoa, hey, sorry. Hey, no. Hey. Come on. So, you know, we're designed to move on here. I don't know if we should be dabbling with not moving on. Messing with the genetics is weird enough already. Already we're messing with the code of life. Those don't look as fun. Hey. So, yeah. Messing with the consciousness next. We're going to put ourselves into computers. Ooh, that's a weird one. Have we already done that? Is this a computer? Is this what that is? Is that what God is? Is like the ultimate AI? Have we created an AI within an AI? Are we already in a computer? And we just realized that we need to not know we're in a computer, or it gets crazy. We get bored and weird. Like we just kind of erase our memories from time to time, keep getting born over and over in a new memory. Otherwise, we're going to go on for infinity in a crazy way. Is this an AI? Do we already discover it? Are we contemplating suicide? Have we decided it's gone on long enough? Are we ready to move on to the next incarnation? Things are getting a little crazy. I've often wondered if we are one consciousness, one being that just eternally goes on, if it is contemplating suicide. That's why we have such hard things, and we're contemplating on destroying the world. Like, we seem pretty, like, unconsciously interested in destroying the entire planet and making it impossible for all life to exist later with the plastics and the microplastics. Is that a thing that life like poisoned us all? And just, nope, we're not going to live here anymore. We decided we're going to try moving on. I don't know. You know, like existing. I'd like to keep going. Sometimes it gets pretty dark though. Feels like, what's the big point of all this? If it was like that constantly, maybe I would contemplate it. Maybe we have to come here over and over, forgetting, otherwise it would become depressing, weird. As our consciousnesses ultimately figure out a way to cheat death. I don't know. Or are we something else? The consciousness is a type of machine or computer, like the body is, and then consciousness uses it. Maybe consciousness always has been and just figured some stuff out about how to manipulate the things or itself. And here we are, organized in this way. Let's go.